What's up, guys, and welcome back to the next part of every Soulsborne boss ranked best to worst, and this is us going through, what, 81?
Yep, 81 to 90, and this is the beginning of the shit. So prepare, like, if you... there's no way anyone can even fucking argue any of these bosses.
At this point, we're out for blood.
Yeah, now we're explaining why these bosses are garbage. I mean, when you're at the myth bosses, you're just like, we can't even explain why they're good or bad, but now we can really be like, right, okay, this is why these bosses fucking suck.
And we're going to start off fairly strong.
Yeah, so gonna be starting off where we left off, and it's the Giant Lord.
Yeah, so the last episode ended with us talking shit about the last giant. Well, here we are again.
Now, this one boss is lower than the last giant. Don't know why, because it's one attack. It's fucking one attack, basically.
Yeah, if you stand under him, he only ever does the little sword swoosh thing, which you can just infinitely bait out, walk between his legs, hit him. He does it again, you walk between his legs, hit him. You can fight him on the podium, but then he only has two attacks. He has a downward sword slash, and he has a horizontal sword slash.
It's zero anything, no creativity, no mechanics involved, nothing.
The hardest part of the boss is keeping Benhart alive through the fucking gauntlet of fireballs and giants just to get to the boss.
It's true, like, try to keep Benhart alive is such a pain in the ass with this guy. And the only difficult thing is the stupid flaming head.
Like, the boss's only upside is that you can use bonfire ascetics almost infinitely and just get a fuck ton of souls. Because it doesn't matter what NG plus you're on, the boss isn't harder, it just lasts longer. Yeah. That's it. The boss never gets more challenging, nothing. It's always the last giant again, but just easier.
Right, so 82 is fucking Seath the Scaleless. Now, this boss, there's cool potential for this boss. I think his visual design and lore behind it is cool as shit. But as a boss, like, what? It's just a big target. It's just a big fucking floating target. Like,
he can one-shot you with his tail attack, and that's it.
Ah, yeah, he can do that, can't he? There's another thing I hate about this fucking boss. I mean, try get the tail is insane. Like, I don't even understand. Like, what is? It's so difficult to get his fucking tail cut, but that's.
Well, it's only difficult because there's so much of him, and when he spins, so much of him moves so far away from you.
Yeah, exactly.
They just end up like running around him as he tries to turn to catch up with you.
He has the thing about the crystal, but that doesn't make it any fucking better. I don't even mind the fact that he does curse. Well, actually, I do kind of mind the fact that because curse in Dark Souls 1 is insane, so if he actually curses you, it's like he's just a boss has just cursed you. But, right, it's still the fact that, like, how do you even lose? Like, how do you actually lose? Like, we've been fighting him sloppily, where he's just hitting us with a big curse beam, and we're just taking chip damage, we're just hitting him. It doesn't matter. Like,
yeah, he has no threat. There's no
if he can't curse you, he can't beat you.
Yeah, legit. Unless he hits you with the tail.
Aye, unless you're an idiot and he hits you with the tail.
Oh, yeah.
And like, yeah.
If you were an idiot, I guess he could hit you with the tail, yeah.
Yes, Stephen.
Not quite sure what you're getting at, Tony. And coming in at number 83 is Aava again. Sorry, Lunzalin.
Where the fuck do we start with this boss?
Just the ordeal of shit. 2 loading screens just to get to it.
There's so much wrong about this boss because, right, so the other 2 DLCs had like the copy-paste boss, right?
Yeah.
Sure. But this one is a copy-paste boss of a boss that's already in that DLC. And you just fight 2 Aavas, right? So they've not even thought out the boss at all. They don't complement each other in any way. It's like Thronewatch and Defender, except they do way more damage and have way more health.
And their attacks are way more difficult to dodge.
Yeah,
for whatever reason.
So it gets to a point where it's not like they complement each other, where like maybe one will attack or whatever. They'll just both just lay into you, and you're just meant to deal with that. And like the boss is, it's not even so much that the boss is actually ridiculously hard. Easily one of the hardest fights out of the whole Soul series. But
I don't think it's one of the hardest.
It's
one of the hardest. I don't think it's easy. I think there is tougher boss fights.
Yeah,
it's not a very enjoyable boss fight.
No, it's not, simply because of the type of difficulty that it uses. It's difficult in a bullshit way because they can just gang up on you. They're not designed to complement each other like the way Ornstein and Smo done. It's just a case of one will attack you and the other one will be just doing some other fucking attack to you as well.
Oh, the other one will be regaining half of its health.
Yeah, and then fucking, like, if you do die, the biggest issue with the boss is when you die and they made the boss fucking bullshit, then you need to go through all the way through fucking Frigid Outskirts again.
2 loading screens though, because you die to the boss, there's your loading screen. Then you need to take the fucking coffin sledge thing down to Frigid Outskirts, there's your second loading screen, and then you need to run through that then it's like that fucking 3 minute
3 minutes of a sprint.
That 3 minute sprint where you can barely fucking see anything just to get back to the boss. You might make it, you might not make it. That's up to the fucking death deer. But yeah, it's just and you even get you get the Lois Greatsword, which is one of the better weapons, one of the best greatswords in the game without a doubt. But it's just not worth it.
Fucking effort, man. And then, like, they don't even give you a fucking bonfire before the boss, and before anybody's like, oh, well, you like it when bosses are hard, imagine complaining about bosses getting hard. Just fuck you. Just,
It's a different kind of difficulty. It's not difficult because the boss is challenging. It's like the boss in and of itself is challenging. It's difficult because the odds are just stacked unfairly against you. It's because like, Aava's difficult because Aava has a moveset which can be difficult to telegraph. It does a good bit of damage, but that's Aava. But now you're fighting two Aavas, and now it's just unfair because you're fighting two of the same boss again.
they don't complement each other. It's the same thing
Like,
with
there's no
fucking,
reason for there to be two of them. It might as well just be one of them with double the health.
or just anything else.
And do you want to know why that? Do you want to know why that would be easier? Because it's more fair. Because it's a 1v1 instead of 1 versus clones. And we just don't like this.
Zero
boss.
creativity, just, fuck it. Like,
We've got a lot to say about Luden's Island.
yeah,
We should probably stop.
probably.
Yeah.
But, so you get the gist.
Yeah, it's shit.
Oh, okay, so here we are next at 83, and it's Centipede Demon, or what should be more described as fucking Camera Demon.
84.
Is it?
Yeah, 84. It's Centipede Demon. But yeah, Camera Demon. Basically, the way to fight this boss is you have to kill it before you can actually fight it. Because then you get the orange charge ring that lets you stand on the lava so you could fight the boss. But instead what you get to do is you get to stand on a little strip of land where the camera is just designed to work against you. Or you can run round and you can stand on a slightly bigger bit of land where the boss makes the camera work against you because the boss just jumps on top of you and then the camera goes fucking haywire.
Yeah, they could really have sorted their shit out for this boss. I mean, it's not even a particularly awful fight, but maybe I just fucking hate Lost Izalith. It's horrible.
I hate Lost Isles. It's one of my most hated areas. It's up there with Frigid Outskirts.
Oh yes, completely.
Despise it. Despise Lost Izalith. Don't like any of the bosses in Demon Ruins or Lost Izalith. Don't like any of that section of the game at all.
I hate that entire part of the game.
But this boss is real fucking... It's really annoying because the boss has an attack, right? Where even if you stand at the back of the bigger strip of land, the boss still won't come onto the land to fight you because it'll just keep launching its mad centipede arm at you, and then you can't do anything because you can't stand on the lava to fight the boss because you'll die within about 5 fucking seconds, and all your shit will break. But you can't get the boss onto the land because he keeps using his ranged fucking poking arm attack, and it's like, what do you do then other than just wait until the boss says, okay, you've used enough healing supplies, now I'll fight you.
Just fuck the Centipede Demon and just
fuck all of Izalith, Demon Ruins, all that part of Dark Souls 1. Just delete it, cut it out.
Aye, the game would be better without it.
It really would have.
So, we've not had the Bloodborne boss for a while, but here it is.
85.
11 failures. Fucking... I think clues in the name, mate.
Aye. Failure. The people who designed it.
It's just another one of these gank bosses. It's pretty much just like super watered down Four Kings.
It really is. It's just Four Kings.
I mean, that's almost all there is to say about it.
Except no, it's much worse than Four Kings because there's always like 4 of them, but you just never have to give a shit. But with Four Kings, you kind of had to give a shit if there was more than 2. You kind of had to be like, right, now I have to be careful.
Yeah.
But with this, you're like, oh, there's just 7 of them right there. Fuck it. Who cares? And then the one attack that it has killed me with, I found out that all you have to do is stand behind the tree.
Same direction every time.
Same direction every time. Just nothing about it. It's just go through the moves, the boss.
You'd think they would change direction, so that way you need to be like observant.
Yeah, you would think. That's what I thought they would do. That's why I never thought of hiding behind one particular side of the tree before. Nah. But... Oh, and also, fuck the game as well, because you summon a Confederate and it doesn't give you the vermin for it. So, aye. Failure.
So, another Bloodborne boss, and it's just shite 11 failures, or you could look at it like, if you're a glass half full kind of person, marginally better rats.
Ah! Good one! Good one. I like that analogy. That's good. But yeah, 11 failure, not 11, it might as well be. But anyway, Celestial Emissary is just a bunch of alien blobs that you can kill in 2 hits, but one of them doesn't have a health bar, and then it becomes a bigger alien blob that you can still kill in 2 hits.
Admittedly, I do kinda like the big alien.
I mean, I like the big alien. I like Shaman Boneblade and the group of them and setting his little friends on him. That's what I like doing.
Or Shaman Bone Blade him and just watch him wreak havoc.
It's like watching the entire wolf pack turn on the alpha male.
But I mean, the best thing about this boss is the fact just a big alien. Like,
and you can Shaman Bone Blade it, and the boss can literally beat itself for you.
but you'd think that they've just learned from how fucking awful the rats were, because it's just the rats. Like, there's no difference.
No, there is. There's big alien.
There's big rat. Ish, like bigger rat, like
No, it's Mohawk
alpha
rat. There's Biker rat.
The cool rat.
Grease Lightning rat.
Aye, but I mean, like Living Failures, it's just rats. It's just nothing.
Celestial Emissary, Tony. Not Living Failures.
Oh,
Living
aye.
Failures. You see what I mean? This is why it's here.
Right, 87 then. Skeleton Lords.
I will say there's one good thing about the Skeleton Lords, and that's that you do get the Roaring Halberd, and I love that weapon.
And we will say that it is better in Scholar than it is in Vanilla, at least, because there's at least like twice as many skeletons that they summon.
Yeah, but there's half as many bone wheels.
Is there?
Yeah, there's only 2 bone wheels.
Oh, fuck.
But
Still-
it is a little bit more challenging in Scholar because of the way the skeletons spawn. It's not just, oh, I died, here's 4 normal skeletons, here's 4 armoured skeletons, here's 4 bone wheels, like as you kill each one.
Yeah.
It's an actual mob, and they vary. There's some that are armoured, some that aren't, some have shields, some don't. So there's that at least, but it's still just shit.
It's not, I think.
There's no challenge in it. All you have to do is kite.
Yeah.
Just walk backwards, R1, R1, walk backwards, R1, R1, and that's you win.
My biggest problem is actually just how fucking underwhelming it is. Like, I think that like they could really have just upped the game with the Skeleton Lords, or even Skeleton Lord. Like, I think that like Neo should have sent like fucking waves and waves of skeletons out that you just had to deal with. Like, you had to just cut through them just to get to the boss kind of thing. Just make something cool like that. But nah, you don't get cool things in Dark Souls. Like,
I mean, you do. You just don't get them in this particular scenario.
aye, but each one particular Skeleton Lord is so underwhelming. Like, it's underwhelming. There's just
Backstab them.
I've actually never backstabbed one.
It's fucking easy. You just walk behind it. You can literally just walk. It doesn't even mind. It's like, no, it's fine, son. After you.
Excuse me. But fuck, it's just walk backwards. Like what? And the bone wheels in Dark Souls 2 are nothing. If each one summoned like 5 bone wheels,
then maybe we're talking
in
something
Dark Souls
different.
1 maybe aye. Okay.
Oh no, we're talking Dark Souls 1 bone wheels. They'd only need 1. But with Dark Souls 2 bone wheels, nah. Dark Souls 2 bone wheels, they just don't have.
You know, I'd like to see the Skeleton Lords in like a fucking chariot or something. It's just running about, like kind of like the Executioner's chariot, but like.
Why didn't they combine the bosses?
That'd been cool.
That'd been way better.
It's
Then you would have killed one, and it would have filled the hallway with minions that you had to cut through, and it's a narrow passage.
Oh, yeah.
And you'd have to fight through them to get to the next one. It could have been so much better. Listen, FromSoft, we know you can hear us.
Bro, just please listen to us, FromSoft. So, what do we even say about, like, what is there even to say about this? Like, what will they think? Like, the game would legitimately be better if it wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you've got a problem with the game when your one boss is easier than a fucking Royal Knight, which isn't even a boss in Dark Souls 1.
Yeah. That is really, really saying something. Because this Dragon Rider just has nothing going for it at all.
It's like it's another man in armor boss, but it just doesn't do it. Like, you poke it, you literally, like, it can't hit you. It can't hit you. You just walk around it.
It can kill itself as well. If you just walk around it at the right time, it kills itself.
It's so dumb. Like, what were they thinking?
Like, the redeeming factor of it actually is that it doesn't take you very long to kill it. Only about 4 seconds. Literally, by the way, you can just walk right. Like, as soon as you get in, it takes 4 steps forward, and then you it's like, I think it's 4 steps. You let it walk onto like the little podium that you're on, and then you just roll past it, and it will do the lunge attack, and it will throw itself off the edge, and that's it.
I mean, not
Watch
only that,
any Dark Souls 2 speedrun, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about each and every time, because the boss just does nothing. It might as well, like, this is genuinely one of the bosses that literally just really might as well not be there, because if you take the boss on this way, it isn't even there. You just stand on a platform for 5 seconds, have a sip of your coffee, then proceed and continue, and then the fog gate comes down at the other side and you can continue the game.
and then fucking, like, it has it tried to give it like a semblance of difficulty when you like raise the platform to make the boss easier, but like, you just circle around it in the middle anyway, so I hate this boss so much. It's just an insult to everything. Like,
yeah. And back on the trail of just bad bosses, as the next one comes in is Moonlight Butterfly. It's just not good.
I know, like, I want to say something redeeming. I want to be like, oh, but there's no buts. This is 0 buts. Like, it's lower than Dragon Ride because it forces you to, like, wait before you can hit it.
Yeah. Or, you know, you summon Beatrice and she kills it before it even lands.
Yeah, I know, like, again, it's another one of the bosses that just gives you a thing, like, why even, like, I'll understand giving you, like, a summon if the boss is genuinely difficult and, you know, like, okay, you maybe, by taking some heat off you, you can get damage and whatever, but see when it just gives you a summon that beats the boss, like, what's going on there? Like,
and then when the boss does allow you to hit it, it takes so much damage, and if you don't have range, it's the only way you can hit it, and the boss is just dodge a couple of its attacks until it lands and then hit it. It's terrible. Just awful. I wish Beatrice done more damage so it would just finish quicker.
yeah.
Because she like fucking kills it in like 8 soul arrows and it's dead.
And if you have Pyromancy, you can just launch it at it as well. Like,
Yeah, you can kill it in like 1 stack of fireball.
I mean, I feel bad for it more than, like, I pity it.
Divine Ember though.
Like, genuinely, it doesn't even, like, there's 0 reason for any of the stuff there. Like, you actually don't need to even fight it, like, at all.
I know.
Like, I think it gives you the key, lets you get Havel, that's it.
The master key that.
Yeah. So, at the very least, it's optional, I suppose.
Yeah. But
You just use it as a big fucking flying soul packet.
just because you don't have to do it doesn't mean it doesn't get criticised.
Ah, exactly.
And it's hot garbage again. On to the worst part of Bloodborne. Like, in my eyes, I fucking despise this boss. The one Reborn is just awful. It's not an interesting or engaging boss fight. Its visual design, I just don't like it, to be honest. It's full of bullshit. Its hitboxes are insanely shit, where it will just hit you because it wanted to. There's also this thing that it can do, which really, really bugs me, and it stands out as one of my biggest problems with the boss, where bosses in Bloodborne have that stagger thing, and that's when you're able to get damage, and that's your reward for dealing X amount of damage in X amount of time before the boss can recover. That's what you get for it. But you knock the one Reborn into that, and he can still attack you during that anyway, and it's not even obvious because there's no animation for the attack. He just starts dropping body parts on your head for no reason other than it's just that time of the boss fight.
Like, I feel this boss is probably the most subjective placement because chances are a lot of people will think, oh, but this boss wasn't really that bad and it was still relatively challenging or whatever, but
It's the one part of Bloodborne that just puts me off doing it every time. Always stop before the one Reborn.
yeah.
Always start the run off with one. Like, I'll start the gaming session with one Reborn so that I can start it on the next one and just get it out the way and finish the game.
Yeah, I feel that
I just hate fighting it.
it's just, there's,
So boring.
I understand that bosses aren't meant to be predictable, but there's 0 pattern, there's nothing, there's no, like,
And then it just kicks constantly, so it just... You just need to wait until it says you're allowed to hit it.
yeah, and then
It's the same as Moonlight Butterfly, you just need to wait until it says, okay, you can hit me now. That's pretty much it. And it has those witches on the top that buff it and stuff, but it doesn't matter.
yeah, because you're gonna kill them anyway.
Yeah, it's just not a good boss fight. I hate
It just
so
looks
much.
like a cherry picker made out of body parts.
I fucking despise it, I really do. I really do. It's a big crane. Big crane. I just hate it.
I mean, I wish there was something more bad that we could say. I just dislike it intently. Like,
I fucking despise it.
I think the stupid unpredictability factor is the biggest issue that I have with it. Like, I know, like I said, bosses aren't meant to be predictable, but the fact that there's like no telegraph to anything, just kicks you. Like, cool, thanks. Do you know what I mean? Just drop shit on you. There's nothing.
Oh, it also has, see that attack where it vomits on the floor and covers the full arena?
Yeah.
If you get hit by that, if you're standing near it when it does that, because sometimes you can't see it because sometimes it just forgets to have attack animations.
Okay.
So, it done it to me and I'm standing next to it, not noticing that it's spewed because it hasn't done the thing when it spews. So I'm like, don't need to worry about that attack then. And then I just start taking ticks of damage. And then I start rolling and I'm still taking ticks of damage. You just can't get to the end before it kills you because you just get hit locked. You just can't roll. And that was really down to the fact that it just decides sometimes not to have animations.
Well, there you go.
I just don't like the boss. Delete it, please. Just remove it from the game. I fucking hate it. It's worse than ROM in my eyes.
No, they should have replaced it with some kind of Chalice dungeon boss or something.
Aye. Should have put a Abhorrent Beast there. That would have been funny. Abhorrent Beast is good. Rom isn't he? Not Rom. Well, Rom isn't good either. One Reborn is shit.
But that's it for this episode.
Yeah.
A little bit longer than the other ones because we've got a lot more to say.
Yeah, and then the next ones we're gonna have way more to say.
Oh,
because we're hitting the bottom of the list, guys.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's 2 more. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
Fuck. Right. Well. Anyway, we'll leave it there, and I guess we'll see you in the next episode.